Hello, 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 hi. How are you? My name is Makasy, and since this jumpsuit is a multifaceted garment that can be worn as pants or jumpsuit, we're gonna split the review into two, stretching out the content. Before we continue this video, I'm gonna use the words flight suit, jumpsuit, body bag, boiler suit interchangeably, and I will also refer to these as the Bauhaus trousers because they are a pair of Bauhaus trousers without the upper. If you take the upper away, they're just the Bauhaus trouser without the zippers. Anyway, just want to clarify that before we continue. But yeah, once again, we're gonna review only the bottom half of the jumpsuit today, and in the second video, I'll talk about the jumpsuit aspect. Think of me as like that travel influencer that like travel to one exotic place, but take like 3,000 photos and 10,000 outfits with different background, and then they just pepper it throughout the year so it seems as though they're always on vacation. That's me right now. So today we have this beautiful Rick Owens Bauhaus jumpsuit that finally fits me correctly. Let me just show you the Cupro size 44 and this version, which is a size 48, just so you can see how they both fit me. I mean, come on, just look at it. It fits me so much better. First of all, I can actually wear it and zip it up, so that's already a big plus. And if you watch enough of my video, you will know that I love multifunctional garments, reversible jackets, pants that can be flared out or not flared, like my banana trousers, my Rick Owens windbreaker with the sleeve detailing. I love that. Okay, let me move forward a bit. Okay, so I have been against jogger for the longest time, and the Bauhaus trouser, the bottom of this jumpsuit, it is jogger like, not fully jogger, but close enough, it tapers down, but then you get the flare. We'll talk about it. Recently, I have gotten a lot of wide-legged trouser. My prime example, these pannier trousers, the widest pants I own. And so it's kind of been fulfilled for me, like as far as like my needs, my wants for wide-legged trouser, I have fulfilled that. So I was on Farfetch while I'm scrolling. The Bauhaus pants just continue to look better and better. A good analogy for that would be, imagine you go into the grocery store, you go to the soda aisle, and you have always been an orange Fanta fan. You never saw the appeal of the grape flavor. So time and time again, you continue to get the orange soda. But after 2 to 3 months, the grape soda, it starts to look better and better because you know what it feels like to have orange already. So then like your appetite is fulfilled for the orange, but then finally this very last time you go to the grocery store, you see the grapes and you see the orange, you're like, you know what? Maybe I should try something new. This is looking more appealing because no matter how much you love something, if you get enough of it, you will get sick of it. There's this infamous photo of Rick Owens wearing his jumpsuit, which at first, when I first saw it, I thought it was just a pair of Bauhaus trousers and then he tied a jacket. But then the more I looked into it, the more I realized, oh, it's the jumpsuit. That is really cool. That's why there's dangles. By the way, when I say dangles, I'm talking about the sleeve and the body. So at first I wanted the Bauhaus trouser, but I decided, you know what? Two birds, one stone situation. If I get the jumpsuit, I can wear it as a trouser or I can wear it as a jumpsuit. So that saved me about $700-800 just to get one item instead of two. The only downside of that is you don't get the drawstring because the Bauhaus come with the drawstring. But on that photo, let's put that photo back up. I believe it's leather. The version I have today is TE, which is cotton. But maybe one day. But dude, that leather Bauhaus jumpsuit is definitely $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, something like that. I don't currently have that kind of money. I mean, I do, but not to waste it on a pair of jumpsuits. So the TE version will be good for now because they are absolutely amazing. Clearly better than the Cupro. I don't know how it will stack against the leather, but they're far superior than the Cupro already. One day I'll get the leather. I always get what I want. Again, not a cocky statement, it's a statement of determination, okay? I'm determined to get it. Alright, so just a quick history about these jumpsuits. So they first showed up in the Tecualt Spring-Summer 2020 collection, and Rick has put jumpsuits on his collection before this, but this exact iteration with the Bauhaus pocket, the zipper at the bottom, they first show up in Tecualt. So here are all the looks that had all the Flightsuit from Tecualt. A very solid collection. I might do a deep dive into this collection if I got time. Tecualt and Larry are two of the most recent consequential works of Rick. You know, a lot of people have stated that this is Rick Owens' rock star era, my friend Carl.
We'll be moving on to the Kiss era, the Tyronism, the rock glam, sexy kind of Rick Owens that we all are enjoying right now.
And you know, doing that video will require a lot of research, but it won't require me to spend any money. And this particular iteration, the Bauhaus jumpsuit, they haven't showed up in the runway since. You know, Rick has made other jumpsuits. For Performer, there was this Ziggy Stardust inspired jumpsuit. For Flagathon, they released the crop version, which I'm not a fan. We'll talk about that in a second. But that in the Flagathon collection, that's the closest iteration to the Bauhaus suit, but not quite. I don't think the jumpsuits are that popular because I don't see a lot of people wearing it, but it must be because Rick has been releasing these every season, so it must be selling well. Maybe those people that have them just don't take photos of them. But then again, you know, I also don't seek out this information. It's only if one of my friends has it, and my friend does have it. My friend Swan has his. Looks good on him. Looks better on me, but you know, it looks decent on him. It looks great on me. It looks bad on him. Okay, details. So we're gonna talk about the zippers and the pockets and all that, but first let's talk about the zippers and the hardware. You know, there are functional and decorative, so I love everything about it. Let's start from the bottom. So 2 zippers on the helm that you can flare the pants out. Okay, well, you can sort of flare them out because they're elasticized. They flared out-ish, but not the greatest of flare. I would highly recommend that Rick and the team do the Gary zipper, no elasticize, so when you do flare them out, they stay there because it looks better on there. It looks okay here, but it could be better. It looks more free on the Gary. Another thing, very, very hard to wear these jumpsuits with the Crocs because the pole of the zipper, they get underneath the sandal and it irritates my feet because the zipper, they're very big, they're heavy, which is great. But for wearing it with sandal, they're not that good because it just falls underneath the sandal. And you know, I do wear a lot of Crocs and sandals, so to solve this problem, I just wear the zipper pull up so then it spread or it flares out. So that solved that problem. But most of the time, like 95% of the time, I wear these with my Kiss boot. They look so good together. I mean, look, they also look good with other boots like my Zoo boots, PL2, Tabby and all that, but they just look superior with the Kiss boots. With sneakers though, sneakers, they don't look that good. And I've been trying to find words to describe how I don't like the jumpsuit with the sneakers, but I haven't been able to do it. It's one of those things where the vibe just doesn't feel right. Okay, a little bit more about the flare. Normally, I love the fact that the pants cover the footwear more than half, but with these, they look so much better with the zipper all the way down instead of flaring out. I think I love the zipper. I think I love the fact that the zippers show itself when you zip it down, but when you flare it out, the zipper are not together, so then you don't see the silver hardware. Okay, let's move up. So the Bauhaus zipper, we'll talk about the pockets aspect later, but the zipper, dude, I love the zipper so much. They add so much character to the trouser. Again, Rick does release trousers without the Bauhaus zipper and they look so naked. They look so uninspired. These pockets and the zipper detailing really complete the look. I think most of you would agree with me that you would take the Bauhaus zipper over the no Bauhaus zipper. Even if you're not going to use the Bauhaus pockets underneath the zipper, decoratively speaking, they look great. They look complete. Okay, so tab, rivets, and snap detailing. We've been talking about the zippers that are functional, that will open up the pants or open up a pocket. Now these are just decorative, but I love them. I love that they're silver. I love that they pop. They make the jumpsuit looks a bit more dynamic, looks a bit more fun. There's 2 holes on the Bauhaus pocket just so there's some air flowing into the jumpsuit. I haven't had anything falling out of my pocket, but the only items that go through there are my AirPod, wallet, my phone. Yeah, my phone. So, you know, nothing small. So maybe if I were to put coin in there, it might fall out. I don't know yet. I haven't tried. I don't really carry coins. If I get it at a restaurant, I'll just leave it as tip. If I get it at a store, I just leave it as tip. And then obviously, you know, the main bala zipper that run all the way to the top, but we'll save that for the jumpsuit, which is the next video. The side pockets, there's no zippers. On my Rick Owens biker pants, those have zippers. I wish these also had zipper. That would have been great, but it also might have been overkill. Let me know what you think. I feel like it would add on to the character. I don't think it would overkill, Okay, remember when I told you the flagathon, like let's put the flagathon and let's put the Tecualt. So do you see how empty this look without the Bauhaus zippers? It's incomplete. It feels incomplete to me. Yes, I love the fact that you get drawstrings with it, but the lack of silver hardware, the lack of the Bauhaus trouser, they really changed the mood of the jumpsuit. Now it just looked like a regular Dickie suit. With the Bauhaus jumpsuit, it looks fashionable. It looks fashion forward, whereas it looks a bit empty. It feels incomplete to me. I mean, look, even if they didn't put the Bauhaus pockets, if they just put the zippers on there, it would work for me. It would. The silver hardware really makes the jumpsuit what the jumpsuit is to me. Does that make sense? Of course, this is my opinion. I prefer my jumpsuit to pop a little, but if you want it to be more low key, then that version might be better for you. But look, if you're gonna spend $2,000, might as well go all out. Get the Bauhaus. Don't get whatever this version is called. I think they're calling it the Luxor now because they re-released it for Luxor. Okay, so let's talk about the pocket now. So we'll work from the top down now. So the pockets, the two side pocket, again, no zipper. It's fine, not a big deal. It would be great if they had zippers, but it's fine. It's a bit hard because when you are wearing these as a trouser, the dangles, the main body and the sleeve, they kind of cover them up a little bit, so it's hard to reach for it. With regard to space, you can fit a lot in there. You can fit about 4 or 5 water bottles in there, which is really, really spacious, but it isn't that good. What I mean by that is they're so deep, so when you do put something in there, let's say your phone, it's essentially sitting on your knees. That's how deep it is. So it's very impractical to reach all the way into your pockets to find your phone all the way down to your knees. Most Rick Owens pockets are like that because he really wants you to have a decent amount of space, but it's such a hassle because it falls so it's so deep in there. So you have to put a lot of effort to find it. So I mainly prefer the Bauhaus pockets because they're at the same length, and with the Bauhaus pocket I don't have to bother with the dangles. Okay, one more thing. So the length of the pocket, let's say it's at a 10 right now. A regular pocket should be at a 5, right? I feel like a 7 would have been optimal. I see the good intention that Rick and the team thought about it, but there is such a thing as overdoing it. Restraint. Showing restraint is a great attribute, similar to when you have an argument with your partner. If you're in a relationship, you shouldn't say everything you want to say or you have to say when you're angry, because sometimes you can't take those word backs, and if you say something really mean to her, she's going to remember that forever. So restraint. Take a couple of days, cool off, be level-headed, and then talk about the argument again. That's the practice that my partner and I do, which is great for our relationship. In a scenario that I would love to play out would be if I were to wear this jumpsuit to the airport, because, okay, so my trick for getting on the airplane is, so I put all my passports, all my charger, my phone, my AirPod, my snacks, my water, everything else that I would need during the flight into my pockets. So then when we get on the airplane, I spend at most 30 seconds in the hour, because I really hate those people that have zero self-awareness, that when they get to their seat, they legitimately unpack their suitcases, take out all the stuff they need during the flight, and that holds off every other people behind them to go through their seat. It just, lack of self-awareness is just, I really hate it. So I'm fast as fuck when I'm up there. Everything's in my pocket. I put my backpack, my carry-on up there, done. 2 back pockets, doesn't fit too much, fits about half a water bottle, not a lot of space, and to be honest, I haven't used it yet because I have so many pockets up front already that I never needed to touch the back. I like that it's there, kinda, but there is a flaw with it. So when you sit on a hard surface, you can feel the snap button closures. With my pannier, the trouser I'm wearing today, the pockets on the back, they have a flap to cover it, whereas on the jumpsuit, the snap button closure, they expose it out all the way. So when you sit on a hard surface like this chair right here, you would feel it. But when I'm wearing this pannier, I don't feel it because the flap really helps. So how I fix that situation is, which is rare that I have to sit on hard surfaces, but I went to the government building the other day to get some paperwork for my car. And what I did was I gather up all the dangles and just place it underneath my butt, so then it acts as a cushion. So that really helped a lot. Oh, and on the train. I was recently on the train, and some trains in Boston, they have hard surface, they don't have cushion. I don't think I noticed it because I think I was overstimulated, because when you're on the train, the noise from the train, the noise from the wind, the people around you, there's just so much stimulants. And then, you know, the conversation, I'm a bit nosy, so I zone in on a couple conversations trying to see what's going on. Okay, let's work our way down. The Bauhaus cargo pockets, truly one of the few reasons why I got these jumpsuits. The Bauhaus pockets, they just add so much character. They make the jumpsuit not as boring because, you know, I show you the photo already. Without the Bauhaus pocket, they look really boring. And it could be because I've been a bit obsessive with the Bauhaus trousers. So when I look at the trouser without the Bauhaus, it feels empty. So it could be just my point of view. They're actually very useful as well. So again, I told you, I don't use the side pocket as much because the dangle covers it. So it's a bit of a hassle. Every time I needed to put my phone, my wallet, and my AirPods somewhere, it goes in the Bauhaus pockets because they're so secure. They are a bit lower, but then again, so are the side pockets. So they're about the same length. I mean, about the same height. And they're just so secure, you know. Every time I put something in there, I just zip the pockets up and then I feel secure. And it's also, as long as my items are in the front. So I would ideally, if I wear a jacket, I would put it on my jacket instead because I want it to be as close as possible. I have anxiety, so I tend to do a lot of tapping on my pocket before I leave one setting for another, just to make sure I have everything because I'm just so anxious about forgetting things. The next topic, low rise. Okay, not low rise, let's say medium rise. It's about like 10 to 12 and like 10 to 14, 10 to 13. Let's say it's about 10 inches to 13 inches. I prefer mine to be 15 and up, like 17 is ideal for me, 19 even. The rise is truly only a problem when you wear it as a jumpsuit. So as a pair of trousers, they're fine, you know, because you don't have to raise your hands ever. So for this video, it's not a problem. I will talk about this more in the jumpsuit video. Just want to point that out. The rise is not as high as I wanted it to be. The Flightsuit gathers into the waistband an elasticized waistband. I love this detail. It's a very necessary detail because this version doesn't have the drawstring, so you're really counting on you picking the right size. The other thing that only helps it is that button in the middle where you have to clip it, because otherwise if you don't clip it, when you gradually jump, the pants will fall down. Okay, what's a good example? A good example would be, let's say you normally wear a size 30 pants and you bought a size 34 pants, but you know that it's not your right size, too big, so you put a belt. However, you loosely put the belt on there, so it holds off from getting to the point where it falls down to your pants, to your ankle, but it just slowly falls down to your butt. You have to lift it back up, fall down to your butt, because the belt just secured enough there. Like, you don't close the belt up. Am I making sense here? I feel like that's a good example, or bad, I don't know. It's just every 5 to 10 minutes you have to lift it up. I thought it was a unique problem to me, but my friend Swan also had the same problem, because the waist, even if you get a size too small, the waist is just really big because it's elasticized, so they're counting on you to just, I don't know, it falls down every 5-10 minutes. Just lift it up here and there. That's all I want to say. Let's keep it pushing. Color, it's just black. I don't know what else you want to hear from me. It's a black color. You've heard me say it a bunch of times, but whenever I wear Rick Owens pieces without the drawstring, it just feels very empty. When I wear my banana trouser, it feels empty. It feels like there should be something there. Other Rick Owens fan can talk to me about it. Leave it in the comment. Do you miss the drawstring when you buy Rick Owens pieces without the drawstring? Because I do. And you know, on the practical side, it would have been great to have drawstring on this. Blah, 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 blah. Made in Italy, Concordia to be specific. Rick Owens, I believe he owned the factory since 2014, 2017, somewhere around there. I would love to visit the factory one day. I've seen some video of it. They look really good. And I want to go to the factory and shed some lights on the hardworking people there that don't get as much credit. I love Rick, but I think creative director gets too much attention because there are a lot of seamstress, a lot of people there, like pattern cutter. A lot of people put their sweat and tear and blood into making the garments that we have today, and I don't think those people get enough credit. So if I were to get big one day, you know, I would love to just go visit, because I think the people working at Rick is definitely working harder than the people at Dior, because, you know, Rick's always coming up with new shapes, and that's require a lot of planning. So, you know, you gotta I'm pretty sure you have to 3D model it first, send it to have it sample, readjust, fix it. But Rick Owens, he makes a lot of new shapes, so it's definitely hard on the people at the factory. But I'm sure they love it because Rick is constantly pushing them creatively. Whereas at Dior, you know, everything just looks exactly like what you think it is. Oh, a sweater? Here, it looks like a sweater. A hoodie? Oh, it looks like a hoodie. With Rick, a sweater? Here's a banana knit. Design this, please. We need it back in 2 weeks. Anyway, I love it. I love the fact that these people are able to execute Rick Owens' crazy, weird ideas. I think they deserve more credit. I would love to visit them. And, you know, I would love to visit the marketing, the PR team, just so I can be nice to them, so then they can send me free stuff and then invite me to the show. I would love that. I would love to visit both departments. That'd be great. That's a dream of mine. Hopefully one day this channel can take me there. But if they don't, I still love making the content I do. But who knows? You know, it could lead to something bigger one day. You never know. You just have to keep working hard at it. All right, material. So I said TE a bunch of times. So what is TE? TE is 90%, 97% cotton and 3% elastane. And the pocket tongue is 100% calf leather. It's just this small piece on the trouser right here. I believe these are poplin or ripstop. I don't know if the poplin and ripstops are different, but the point is, okay, if you're new to Rick Owens and you try to get his product, I would really advise you to really learn what a few names in the cotton. So you need to make sure you know the difference between jersey cotton and poplin / canvas / ripstop. So right here, this is cotton jersey. This is poplin. Yeah, I made a mistake with my Creech trousers because the website I bought it from, which is fucking shit, they didn't provide any description, so they just said Rick Owens trouser. But it was a great deal, so I bought it. But yeah, not a good store. I'm not gonna expose them yet. When I'm bigger, I will. But they are known to provide terrible customer service. I'll say that, and they're based in New York. All right, so here's what Rick Owens has to say about the material. So this medium weight cotton poplin has a crisp hand feel and wash finish. This heavy cotton poplin is woven from GOTS certified organic cotton from a local Italian mill founded in 1597, 400 or 500 years old now. So we chose to make this garment using certified organic cotton because it means the natural fiber is grown without harmful chemical, which leave our soil, air, and water cleaner from contamination. Okay, so my opinion on the material. Definitely superior to the 100% Cupro. There are also poly blend version, wool blend version, and silk. I haven't felt those, but I can tell you that the dangle on those will not be as good because with the dangles, the poly blend, the wool, and the silk blend, they will be more on par with the Cupro because those materials are softer and you kind of want the fabric to be a bit substantial so the shape is there when you wear it as a trouser. So the dangle, you feel its presence and not just like look like lifeless, shapeless dangle. I hope that makes sense. It's just they're barely there, they're barely noticeable. But with the TE version, you sense it present. As I said, you feel it. It's a bit like, look, like it's more substantial. But when you feel like a polyester, polyester is like this, you know. I hope it's a tactile subject. So if there's a Rick Owens store nearby, please go in there. Just feel the different materials. And with the material, you also want it to be a bit more durable because when you, okay, this is more jumpsuit, but okay. So when you wear as a jumpsuit, when you put your hands in it, you kind of have to stretch it out a bit. And with the Cupro, I was nervous to put my hands through that because I knew I had to return it. And you know, Rick also said that this is medium weight, but I think this is heavy. Okay, maybe he labeled the TE as medium weight because the leather are the heavyweight, and then the poly blend, the silk, the polyester, the Cupro, those are lightweight. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, obviously, if we're gonna compare Cupro to TE would win, but if you compare TE to leather, the leather would obviously win. Because, you know, there's a reason why humanity for the longest time has been using leather for, you know, stuff that they need to be durable, that will last a lifetime. You know, cotton is not known to last you a lifetime. Leather, that's why leather bags from like 1950, 1960, they're still useful. But then if you get like a cotton trouser from the 1950s, it might be in a worse state. Okay, so sizing. So again, let's bring up the Crew Pro one more time. I got those in a 44 women. I got this in a 48 women. 48 women, which translates to an XXL. And I believe this fits more like a medium men or large men. Let's say medium men. So it feels like a medium. Obviously, I would have loved the men's version, but there was a sale in the women's side, not sale in the men. So I got these. Anyway, it's fine. It fits me great. Obviously, the low rise is a bit of a problem. And I think that might be because, you know, at first I thought unisex products should just be the same, but I guess they made the rise a bit shorter because women don't have penises. You know, they don't need all that space, but for a man, you do. Anyway, back to sizing. So this fits me great. I love the way it fits me. We'll talk about the jumpsuit aspect later, but as a pair of trousers, they fit me amazing. It's a bit loose because the waist is just naturally loose. Even if I get a size smaller, the waist will still be loose, but then you would get tighter everywhere else. So this is a great size for me. Medium, let's say medium men. Can we agree? Medium men. They fit great on me. Yeah, medium men. So I would love to have a large men. If I can find it, I'll sell this one and then get the, I don't know. I'm good with my situation. They look great on me. They fit great. They feel great. And the bottom, just, you know, my only gripe with it is the waist that is a bit loose. So every 5-10 minutes, I just have to hike it back up. So that's really only a problem. But the button in the middle, it has helped greatly at keeping the pants up. I do wish there were 2 buttons like on the neck detail. So then if you want it tighter, you can. If you want it not as tight, you can. I wish Rick and the team gave us that option, but it's also fine. It's not a big deal. It keeps my pants up. So it's doing its job. If you are asking me for sizing recommendation and you're comfortable with a 2K price tag, obviously if you're a man, buy the men, buy your size. If you wear a size 34, get a large. If you wear a size 32, get a medium. Get a small if you're a size 30. You know, sometimes you make compromises. When you shop in the sale, you make compromises. But at least I got it in black, so it's good. I didn't have to get it in pink or whatever. So black is good. It's good. This version is good for me. It's good for now. If I can find it for a better deal, I will sell this one, get my money back, use that money to buy the better version. But for now, I'm very happy with what I have. I'm very grateful to have these in my closet. But yeah, I said it earlier, retail price, 2K, very, very pricey. But if you are into Rick, I'm sure you're somewhat well off. You know, I'm sure you have discretionary income after you're taking care of every other living expenses, bills, car, whatever. So they are expensive, but on the secondary market, they're selling for $800 to $1,000, which is pretty good. Though I do find that the $700, $800, they always have problems or they're not gently used, they're very used. So let's say 1K, it's about 50% off if you think of it that way. But again, just make sure that when you are buying it from the secondary market, first of all, make sure they're legit. Check the reviews, check the photo, ask for a receipt. Secondly, the material. Pay attention to the material. If you go back on the Tecualt, you can see that polyester, it reacts to the wind a lot more, but the TE version, it doesn't react as much because it's heavier, substantially heavier. When I got the Crew Pro, I was so happy to own the silhouette. I knew that the moment I returned, okay, let's say if my budget were to be $1,000, I knew, like, okay, if it's $1,200, I'm willing to spend that $200 because I really love owning it for that one day. So I knew I need it in my closet. It's a need. It's not a want anymore. It's a need to have this jumpsuit in my closet. This is one of those pieces where whenever I walk by, I just feel it. I just look at it. I try it on because they make me so happy. And you know, can you really put a price on happiness? So for the water test, I didn't do anything because they're the same material as my panniers, so I'm just going to use the pannier footage. They do relatively well. The water seeps in a little bit. Give it like 20-30 minutes and then, you know, the water will go away. So it does leave water stain, but it will go away just longer than expected because, again, you know, they are cotton, so they're not leather. Okay, wearing it. I love wearing it so much. Well, first of all, let's just talk about the dangles. I love the dangle. They add so much character to the outfit. They add so much character. I just love looking at the dangles when I wear it with my Kiss boots. And in the upcoming winter, I'm gonna wear this jumpsuit a lot. I'm gonna use it as a base layer. So I will put a down jacket over or a sweater or whatever. But if it's not too hot in my room, I will film what I wear. But it is currently really hot. I'm filming this in August, so It's hot right now. It's like high 80s or low 90s. It's been really, really hot in Boston these past couple of days. For the past 2-3 weeks, I've been wearing these jumpsuit with a lot of just like my basic Uniqlo black and white tee. I don't really have any other tee. I don't have any graphic tee. I mean, look, I've tried wearing it with my Prada shirt or like a button up. They don't look that good to me. They look okay, but they don't look that great. Just a simple black and white tee will do. And there was this one incident where I was driving and I was getting in the car and then the sleeve got caught up in the door. So I drove for like 20-30 minutes with my sleeve hanging out of my door. But luckily when I opened it, there wasn't any damage, there's no marking, so it's good. And I feel like if I were to wear that, if that day were to happen with the Cupro, I feel like it would have been ripped off already. Because when I closed my door, and then moved, I feel like the Cupro would have been bad. I'm glad it got stuck while it was in a TE form, TE material. And as a pair of trousers, they're a lot more versatile when it comes to footwear, because when you wear these as a jumpsuit, they only look good with boots, specifically Kiss boots. But when you wear this as a pair of trousers, as a Bauhaus trouser, I think they look good with Crocs, they look good with Geo Basket, they look good with some of my other boots. But for some reason, I just think that when you wear it as a jumpsuit, they only look good with the Kiss boot. The silhouette of it just, I don't know how to explain it. I would try to find words to explain it for the next video, but they just look really good. So it's more versatile as a pair of trousers than they are as a pair of jumpsuit. A simple black and white tee works great with these. Don't overcomplicate it. Let the trouser do the talking. And they also look good shirtless. And I think this might be the first time I'm showing off my body in a video. I think I'm mentally ready for people to make fun of me because, the internet is just very cynical. We'll see how the comments are. We'll see how they make me feel. But I think I'm good. I think my confidence and my ego, I think I'm good. I think I can handle it for all the hate comment that might come. But I feel like my community that I'm building, this small YouTube channel, we've been very positive. Like if you ever talk to me on Instagram, you know how I am. So, but again, if you are scared to talk to me, please, I'm very open. Just talk to me. We'll joke around. We'll make some dick jokes. It'll be a fun conversation. It won't be serious. If you're in a better shape than me, go shirtless. They look great. And they look great on me. I don't have the best of body. They still look great on me. Like you guys can disagree, but my personal opinion, which is the only thing that matters, the only opinion that matters to me, is that I look great in it. So, I don't have the best of body, flabby chest, which I gotta work on. Stomach's not the flattest. I have like a beer gut, even though I don't drink beer. But hopefully when my life is a bit less busy, I can go to the gym full time again, because right now I got other priority to take care of. So I can't really add. I got a lot of responsibility that I've been ignoring. So I can't really add going to the gym to one of the things I have to ignore. There's a lot going on already. So could be better, but my body, it does a really good job at what it does. I can walk, I can run, I can do a lot of things with my body. So I choose to focus on the positive aspect, because life is just better when you appreciate what you have versus always picking apart what you don't have, picking apart the bad part of your body. Obviously I can focus on my bald spot, but I still have plenty of hair. I look great with my hair. Like the bald spot is there, but I'll go to Turkey, take care of that. My body is not the best looking, but it's functional. A lot of people can't say that. So we just have to be more appreciative of what we have. That beautiful quote of, remember when you wish for what you got now. I love that quote. I live by that quote every day. Everything could be better, yes, but what you have is plenty. What you have is enough. What you have is more than enough. Don't chase and don't focus on what you don't have, because you will forget what you do have. And what you do have is far, far more than most people have. My body, it doesn't look the greatest, but it's functional. I can walk, I can run, I can do what I want. I can do 20 push-ups. I choose to love my body. And I know that's an uncommon concept on the internet, because a lot of gym heads, not a lot, a few of the gym heads, they're very critical of other people's body. Like, oh my God, you have a flabby chest, you're not a real man. Those alpha male, those people, I don't hate them. Okay, I can't say I hate them because I'm indifferent towards them. They don't matter in my life. Their opinion, they don't matter to me. And then you get the other sector of the internet, those sad, lonely, angry, miserable people that will leave mean comment on stranger because they just want to pass on their miserableness, their negative emotion that they feel for their life, pass it on to you. because you know I am putting out this video. I am a public figure, so you know they can just comment mean things behind their keyboard and they will never face any repercussion, because let's be realistic, a lot of negative things that people say on the internet, they would never in a million years say it to your face. So you just have to think of it that way. Anyway, you know, my point is just love your body. If I can love my body, you can too. And you know, don't put on filter, don't do any of that. Your body is beautiful as it is. You just have to find the people to appreciate it. Look at my girlfriend, look at my wife. If I can find somebody like this, and you know, I'm not ugly looking, but I'm not the best looking either. So if I can pull this, so can you. So love your body.
I rest my case.
Anyway, where were we? Sneakers. These jumpsuits don't look that good with sneakers. It just looks off. It feels like two aesthetic fighting each other, and it could be just, again, this is a very subjective because it's my opinion that they don't look good with sneaker. But if you have the jumpsuit and you like it with your sneaker, do you? You know, your opinion is the one that should matter most to you. My opinion matters most to me. Do you feel like this video is missing something? I don't know why, but I feel like I miss a detail. I miss something to talk about. If I miss something, let me know in the comment, I'll answer it. But I feel like I missed a question or missed a detail. I don't know why. It feels a bit incomplete. But for the next part, I'm going to repeat myself a little bit. Just this is the outro. And I went through all my B-roll again, played all my B-roll, just see what I can write. But yeah, essentially the review part is over. If you want to leave, you can now, shut it off. But if you want to just continue to watch, I appreciate it. You know, you're my true friends if you keep watching. So the fact that you can wear these as a pair of trousers, incredible. Two birds, one stone. I love it. Reversible, multifunctional. I love all of this shit. This is one of the reasons, this is when I know I love something. The day I got it, I wanted to get a second pair. That's how much I love these jumpsuits. But I'm gonna be patient. It will die down because I already have it. I don't need the second pair that looks exactly the same but in different color. And on top of that, getting these jumpsuit has quenched my thirst for the Bauhaus trousers. So that saved me another $1,000 right there. So, you know, obviously I do wish it came with a drawstring so then it would look more like the Bauhaus trouser, but not a big deal. Maybe I can add it on my own. Maybe I already have. Maybe I already filmed a segment for that. But if I haven't, obviously I would love the drawstring. The dangle. I love the dangle. Do you guys remember back in like 2012, 2013, the Tumblr era, you know? Everybody, every celebrity, every Tumblr girls and guys, they were wearing the red flannel on their vest. This reminds me of that look, and it gives me that vibe, and I love that vibe. I did it a few times. I don't know if I have any photos, but I did it. I love the dangle look. A lot of people are not a fan because they feel like it's too out of trend, but who gives a shit about trend? Who cares? Just wear what you like. So I love the dangle. You might hate it, but anyway, I love it. I love the dangle so much. I can't say enough about it. I can't say enough good things about the dangles. The material, it's good that Rig released these in a lot of material. So if you're into thinner fabric, you know, get the poly blend, get the silk blend. But for the most optimal material, I would like to say get the TE or get the leather version. They're the best. But if you have $5,000, yeah, get the leather version. But TE, they're the superior material because they just look better. They feel better. I felt the Cupro, and the Cupro is not that far off from silk blend or poly blend. So if you're asking me for my advice, get the TE. Don't get any poly blend, silk blend, or wool blend. But yeah, this is the end of this video. I love it. I love the jumpsuit. I've been wearing it a lot. I'm gonna wear it after this video. Maybe one day in the future I will get the leather version, but for now I'm very happy with what I have. We'll see you next week in my second video. We'll talk about the jumpsuit, which I'm a lot more excited to talk about because actually no, I've liked Bauhaus trouser for a while, so let's say the same amount of excitement for next video. I will see you guys next week. Okay, bye Mrs. John.